Hi guys, this is Duncan from dunksweb.com. Sam1837 on the video request says, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Windows 10 please. I've not bothered installing it myself, being too busy, so it'd be nice to hear your thoughts and experience so far. Thank you for your question, Sam. I have been testing out Windows pre-release builds. I've been nervous to make a video about it, however, because there's so many changes going on with Windows 10, but I'll give you a rough idea. Just note that things are subject to change. I'm running build 10074, which is released in the build conference not too far back, and overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. I have been a Windows 7 user. It's not that much different from Windows 7. Windows 8 brought in that tablet interface and brought kind of like a two-layered version of doing your computing. I have to admit I completely skipped Windows 8, which is some of the reasons why videos weren't produced around then. So you'll see in the start menu that it's kind of integrated both of them together. I'm happy to have the tile interface or the tablet, whatever they want to call it, in this area, so I can just go through, get to my start menu and my apps. I'm not too happy with the way that the apps are organized. It feels a little bit big to me. It seems like everything is starting to get optimized for touch. What they haven't considered is a lot of us may not be using touch and tablets and all that sort of thing. I understand a lot of people have moved to tablets, so they've got to cater for that. However, for me personally, I'm more about productivity with a keyboard and a monitor, or two monitors in my case. So in terms of usability, yeah, it's usable. There is Hey Cortana, which is the Cortana search engine, which hasn't responded. Let's click search and you'll see it's not available in the UK currently with the pre-release build, but if you change your region to the US, you'll find that it does work. But then I get news for things like Philadelphia, which is nowhere near me. That's not a problem, but I just use it for a search engine. It's just a gimmick thing, same as Siri, same as OK Google. They're useful for simple phrases such as the weather and things like that. But other than that, it's just a little toy to play with now and again. The task view I haven't really been using. It's just sort of sitting there. I still use Alt and Tab. I still use the previews that are in the taskbar. So in terms of the start menu interface, it's not that much different. I am happy that on the small version of the start menu, which I've always used, same with Windows 7, that they have the date included in there as well, very similar to when you expand the Windows 7 menu. Notifications do bug me now and again. I guess we've got the build, pre-release build, so I get a bunch of questions. I did have the news app constantly alert me for 5 different things. I can try and put some pictures up of anything that I'm talking about, but yeah, you can just slide the notifications. It's kind of nice to have the notifications there, but I've found a lot of them not being relevant to what I need, and that's it. So in terms of the apps, one thing that has really bugged me, I don't know if this is going to get fixed or not. For example, if I was to go on calculator, and I know it's only a split second, and I know this is very minor, the splash screen on every single app. I understand that apps on tablet, just to confirm that, you know, you've just opened the calculator, I'm going to show this, but it really irks me that it doesn't just completely launch. Maybe I'm stuck in the old days of just instantly launching an app, but when I go into things like mail and it gets stuck on the mail screen for 4 to 5 seconds, I just want to see my mail. Just put me straight onto the UI for that without making me wait and having a look at an icon for that. In terms of keeping up with builds, I highly recommend going to winbeta.org. One of the members of the community is a writer here, and clicking the Windows 10, I can link this in the description as well when it lets me. Come on, Windows 10. Oh, you're going to do this to me, aren't you? Never mind, you'll find Windows 10 there, and it will tell you everything about the builds that are coming up. They're very up to date with each build. Apparently there is a new one coming this week, 10080. If you're watching this in the future, it may not be that relevant, but that is the case here. In terms of stability and crashes, I've not had any. It's been very similar to my Windows 7 experience. Everything's been pretty dandy. I've not had any issues whatsoever. What else to talk about? In terms of speed, I did install this on both my SSD, which I've only got 120 gigabyte SSD. I'll show you the status of what I've got here. It's pretty poor at the moment, but I have installed quite a few programs on here. My 120 gig SSD is half full, but I'm pleased with the speed from the SSD. However, I did have a SATA hard drive, and I understand you can see it's full. I've just loaded a bunch of stuff on there, but even installing it from fresh, I did notice there was quite a slow experience. So with the price of SSDs being as low as they are, I'd highly recommend getting an SSD if you're going to try out Windows 10. just purely because it's the biggest speed improvement usually for a computer, and it's not that great of an experience on a SATA hard drive. Even though I have a 7200 RPM hard drive, which should be slightly faster, I'm still not having great experiences with that. And I know the drive's full. It was still slow, even though the drive was partially empty or almost empty. Okay, so that is pretty much my experiences so far. It's pretty positive, I'll be honest. I would highly recommend it. You are going to get that free upgrade from Windows 7 and I believe Windows 8, but you do have a small window. Well, I say small window, I think you get a year or so to be able to do it. So really, you just can't complain. It's a free upgrade. If it was a rather expensive one, like their previous releases, then sure, there's room to complain, but to have it for free, and also if you haven't heard, they won't be having a Windows 11. They're going to turn Windows into a service where you get constant updates. I do like the update cycles on this. If you are trying the insider preview, which you can do for free for now until they release it, which is very soon, then you do get those constant releases happening in the background. And yeah, I understand the unification of things. I understand they're also trying to get Android and iOS apps working on the system, so they're trying to be a jack of all trades. They're trying to get mobile and desktop all working together. I can understand it, however I am reluctant with this tablet mode thing. If I go to the Windows Store, you'll see that it seems like most of the apps I see in here are tablet optimized, so Flipboard, anything really. It seems like it's designed for a tablet, and that really irks me. I don't know why. It's probably just me, but just the fact of having things that are touch friendly. A lot of programs have moved towards being touch friendly, but I understand laptops now have touch screens in them. A lot of laptops have touch screens in them, so it's purely subjective. This is just my opinion. I'd love to know everybody else's opinion. Please put them in the comments. If you have any more video requests, feel free to put them in this thread. I'll try and link that in there as well. I'd love to get to know you guys over on Dunks Web. We have relaunched the forum as a tech forum. It's been going for a few months now, and it's really good. I'll be honest, pretty good. So feel free to come over and have a look there. And any questions, feel free to let me know too in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.